at the end. It's late. I haven't done one of these in a while. Hey everybody, what's good? My name is Kayo and today we are opening up a brand new Kyrie 6 Nike basketball shoe that is inspired by the city of Manila. Before anything, please click the thumbs up on this video, and if you like it or have anything to say, then you can comment later on, and even if you don't like it, click the thumbs down button. Alright, we have it right here. This is a brand new box of the Kyrie 6. It's a brand new model. This is actually how they are launching the Kyrie 6 on 11/11, and 11/11 is kind of like a special, 11 is a special number to Kyrie. I'm not sure what number he plays with now, but when he was with the Celtics, which is my team, he played with the number 11. And so apparently number 11 is close to his heart, which is why they are actually dropping the first iteration of the Kyrie 6, which is his sixth signature shoe. They're dropping it on 11/11, which of course is Singles Day and a big shopping day all around the world. So what they did for this launch is actually part of something called the preheat pack, is that they've chosen to launch with 11 colorways, and the 11 colorways are dedicated to 11 cities around the world. So there's Guangzhou and New York, of course, there's Miami, there's Berlin, and the idea is like all these unique cities with different personalities, they wanted to kind of embody them in the shoe. So before we waste any more time, let's open up the shoe. I will say up front that we are going to be looking at this shoe and unboxing it, maybe reviewing it a bit as a not as a performance shoe, but as a lifestyle shoe. And I'll say a bit more about that a bit later, but before we do that, let's open up this box. So the box is a brand new design. This is the Kyrie 6 box, and it's purple and it's got writing all over it. It is a standard Nike label and it says Kyrie 6 Preheat EP, Team Orange / multicolor. And there are a lot of colors on this shoe. It's in size 9, so those of you who know, I'm actually a size 9.5, and I'm a pretty true to size 9.5, but I could not get this shoe in 9.5, especially not as an early pair. It's a limited shoe. You open up the top of the box, and the tissue paper inside just looks like regular white paper. So I don't know if that's preheat or if that's if all the Kyrie 6s are going to be like that. But a nice touch is that the box actually has kind of this security print on the inside of the box. Open up the paper and there we have it. This is the Kyrie 6 in the Manila colorway. Okay, so this is actually the first time I'm getting to hold these shoes in hand. This is here's the shoe right there. This is the left side, and on the right side, you have the other one. And immediately off the bat, and something that my first thought right away is I'm actually surprised how orange they are. I've seen a number of people on Instagram posting this. The first time I saw this was from our friends over at Buhay Basket. I'd like to give them a shout out. And I thought based on their pictures and on the Titan pictures that this shoe was red. So basically, if the color of the light coming down is blue, these are gonna come off as red. But in this studio environment, I can tell very much that this is orange, and they are very orange actually. These are almost as orange as the PG3 NASA, which is another pair of shoes that I own. Now, shape-wise and design-wise, this actually reminds me a lot of the Air Yeezy 2. Probably the most famous one in my head is the Red October, which is kind of based on, there was a hodgepodge of other Nike shoes that Kanye had liked growing up. And there are features on that shoe that seem to pop up here. It's got this, it's got this ribbed back, except here the ribbing is, this one it goes up to down, so I guess this one is vertical. And on the Red October, on the Air Yeezy 2, the ridges kind of went out, this way from side to side. And then of course that strap in the middle and kind of this big body, this big cheek I call it, on the side of the shoe. Yeah, kind of some Red October Yeezy vibes. Of course, now they see it, not red at all, it's orange. Yeah, those Air Yeezy 2 vibes. I think they're real. I don't know, if you agree with me, why don't you comment in the comments right now and say Boomy boom boom. I'm very interested to see how different ways you can spell boomy boom boom. But let's take a closer look at the shoe right now and go into detail. This is my first time to see a Kyrie 6 up close. This is actually my first pair of Kyries. I've developed a fandom for Kyrie over the last year because he was with my team, the Celtics, and that didn't work out. Usually I'd be upset with a player if he left the Celtics, but it seems like that was actually maybe a good thing. The body construction is made out of like a synthetic mesh. It is fabric. It is not, I don't believe that this is Flyknit. This is definitely not Flyknit. It's made of some sort of mesh weave. This is definitely a guard shoe. If you're familiar with Kyrie's shoes, both the takedown version and and the signature model, they always have this kind of round toe shape, and that is retained here in the Kyrie 6. There's a little bit of an outrigger. It's not a big one, but there's some stability here. The toe is made of rubber. Wow. So sometimes the toe of a basketball shoe will have a little bit of fuse overlay, and this does have the fuse overlay, and that's for like toe drags. And this one is actually made of rubber, so I guess there's a little bit of traction. The laces are in orange. It is a high cut shoe, and on the front you have a strap that goes across the middle of the shoe. We kind of have a textured version of Kyrie's all-seeing eye logo. And that appears on all of the shoes, but what doesn't appear on all of the shoes and seems to change from colorway to colorway is this panel over here. And on the right side, it says PH for Philippines. Sorry, this is the left side. On the left side, on the medial side, it says PH for Philippines. And on the right side, it has a eight-rayed sun, like in the Philippine flag. The outsole is translucent blue rubber. My favorite basketball shoe right now and my favorite performance shoe is the PG3, the Paul George 3, which again is also a guard shoe. And I really like the XDR on that sole. This is not XDR. I don't think you can do XDR in translucent rubber. So I don't know how this is gonna perform in dusty basketball courts. It is a translucent outsole with some very interesting patterns inside of it. We have, of course, Kyrie's all-seeing eye. This is like different stripes going in many different directions with an, it looks like a maze. And then in the middle, they've integrated Kyrie's signature. So literally his signature and his signature line is in the bottom of the shoe. Inside of the translucent blue, there's a white stripe that's a separate piece of plastic that says Air Zoom Turbo, and that's to identify the zoom unit inside the forefoot. If you pull out the insole, it says Kyrie 6 over and over, and then it's got the logo in there. All right, moving up from the outsole, we have the midsole, and the midsole is made up of an orange foam. I don't know what kind of foam this is, but it feels soft. I think maybe Kyrie plays with full-length zoom, but to make the shoe, affordable and at a price point where people can actually buy it and wear it, that forefoot is reserved for the toe, which is fine. The PG3 is also only 4-foot zoom, and it seems to work really well. That setup works really well for the guard position, which includes a lot of very, very quick movements. Here's another detail. It says here inside the medial side on the arch, it says engineered to the exact specifications of Kyrie Irving. Now, on top of that orange foam midsole, we get to kind of these two main design features of the shoe. First, we have this heel counter, orange to match the midsole. It grades from that orange into like this kind of off-white cream color. And there is the Kyrie hand logo. And this heel counter is, it is very, very stiff, and it's very stiff, and it has that ribbing. Sure. Sabi nga niya. It is very firm, and it has ribbing that goes from top to bottom all the way to this nub at the end. Okay, it's late. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm gonna try my best to keep this as clean as possible. As you move up, as you move forward from that heel counter to this panel over here, this is a lenticular panel. That's when you have ribs that go either up and down or from side to side, and depending on the angle that you're looking at something, the image can change some texture in the back, and as it moves from side to side, you kind of reveal a repeating pattern of Kyrie's all-seeing eye. Now, this is actually, I think, where this particular colorway shines, because it's kind of monotone throughout the rest of the shoe. You know, it has a single color midsole, it has a single color outsole, and then it has this really wild pattern inside this lenticular panel section. Back there, apparently, kind of from a storytelling point of view, this is the main tribute to the city of Manila, and what we see here is kind of basketball courts, right? So it's pictures of the texture of streets as they get used up, and basketball courts in the city. So as I tilt it back and forth, I can actually see there's like a circle, like a center court, and kind of chip paint from people playing on the road surface. That looks like some cityscape. I don't know. I don't know if this is making sense. Oh, there's a net and a backboard. Yeah, this is awesome. These are actual courts. Man, I should spend some time just looking at this shoe a lot before I wear them and get the sole dirty, because there really is a lot going on. To think that these are real places inside Metro Manila, man, that's something really special. Thank you, Nike, and thank you, Kyrie, for thinking of doing this. This really means a lot. Here in the top lacing holes, before you get to this lenticular panel, there appears to be a mountain range. So I don't know if that appears on every Kyrie shoe. That's only on the outside, on the lateral side of the shoe. There's a kind of a mountain there. So I don't know what that means. But again, the shoe seems to be full of meaning and a lot of storytelling. And then on the tongue here in front, it says the word hungry. So I wonder if it's the same. Nope. So on this shoe, so I guess this one would be first. It says humble here, and it's, at least on this colorway, it's the same color. So it's orange on orange. And then on this side, it says hungry. So humble and hungry are the names of my feet. But I guess those are messages that Kyrie is trying to get out. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put them on and see if they actually fit. Let's do that right now. I am a size 9.5 and these are a size 0.9. So let's see how that's gonna affect the way I fit this shoe. All right, now that I have the shoe open, it looks like the tongue is not a fully detached tongue. There appears to be material that moves all the way from the front to the back like a booty. So that means that this tongue is not gonna move from side to side. And it also means that it should have a very snug, distributed fit. Let's try it on. They feel very snug from toe all the way to the heel. There's a very consistent tension, a very consistent pressure from the front to the back. I'm a pretty accurate size 9.5, and these shoes, even though they are size 9, they feel snug. They feel more like a tool. Yeah, these shoes, they feel a lot more functional. Actually, more like a tool. It does feel like a performance sneaker on foot. Yeah, they do fit a little bit snug, if I'm honest. You can feel that Zoom Air unit in the front. I would prefer to be a size 9.5, but since I could not get my hands on that and I have this size 9, I'm actually pretty okay with it. I think if you can get your true size, of course, if you can try them on, then you should definitely try them on. If you can get your true size, that is a good idea. But if you have to go down half a size, then that's okay as well. You may maybe go down half a size, but don't go up half a size. Just to wrap things up, who is this shoe for? This shoe is for basketball players. Obviously, this is a performance shoe, but there's a lot of discussion these days about whether or not performance shoes are fashionable anymore. That performance shoes should only be for performance and not for lifestyle. But when we talk about like a Jordan 12, right? You can still play in a Jordan 12. It's not the best, performance-wise. There is new technology, but if you had to wear them, you'd probably do okay. We've seen that with the Kobe 4 Protro. There are technological improvements in the kind of foam that they put in the midsole, but for most intents and purposes, it's pretty much the same Kobe 4 with some kind of minor upgrades to make it a better playing shoe. And we see people wearing those for fashion. You know, you see the undercover, not the undercover, the undefeated version of that shoe, and it is quite popular. And this shoe, it is still very much a Kyrie Irving signature shoe. It's a performance shoe. It definitely is. I'm gonna be wearing these. I'm gonna be wearing these a lot. I think I'm gonna wear this to Pop Expo. So time to do a little bit of plugging. This coming Sunday, which is a week from now, it's November 17, and we're gonna be holding Pop Expo, which is an event that I am executive producer and a director of. For those of you who like fashion, I am going to be moderating a streetwear panel in the afternoon at around 2 or 3 p.m. I'm going to be sitting down with some people from some brands you may have heard of. Larry Gasman from Nobody. We have Mickey De La Rea of the 12th House. We have Monk Feliciano, who's a co-founder at Purveyor Post, at Resonate app, and of course Cultured. We have Nares, who's a co-founder of Island City and of Careless, and he's a CEO over at both those companies, and he's going to be talking about the role of music in streetwear and fashion. And then finally, we have DJ Big Boy Cheng, who's a good friend of ours, who's rounding out that list, and he's going to be talking about collecting streetwear, what it's like starting his own streetwear brand, which Secret Fresh has been doing recently, and maybe a little bit about his YouTube show as well. So shouts to all of those guys. I can't wait to see you there. I'm going to be probably rocking this shoe at that event. And if you're free, please bring the whole family. It's fun for everyone. Aside from the fashion side, we do a lot of superhero stuff. We're gonna be giving away a bunch of t-shirts that you can silk screen yourself. So yeah, lots of fun. Pop Expo, November 17 in Eastwood City. We are taking over both major activity areas at Eastwood, and it's gonna be a festival for everyone to enjoy comics and heroes and style and culture and all things about pop culture, and it's free. So please come join us. My name is Kayo. This has been Opening Act. Please follow us on Instagram, like and subscribe to this video. We talk about aesthetics and fashion and streetwear and all sorts of stuff about art on Adjima.com. And follow us on Instagram, Adjima Mag on Instagram, Kayo Kosh on Instagram, and go to Adjima.com to continue to follow along in our journey, enjoying streetwear and culture and kind of the collision of all of these cultures. Here we have basketball, performance, and aesthetics just coming together on a shoe, and finally a shoe that you can wear both on and off court for style. At least I think so. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. That's it. See you at Pop Expo. Peace.